Hi everybody, welcome to another one of my Sunday sessions for my YouTube channel. I'm going to play for you today a great Thelonious Monk waltz called Ugly Beauty. I'm going to play the melody initially rubato, chord melody, and then move into 3 at some point during the blowing, during the improvising. I thought after the performance I might talk to you a little bit about some of the voicings. I'll go into a more detailed harmonic breakdown in my next posting the way I usually do after I post a chord melody. But I thought I might give you a few tips and some ideas about where some of the voicings come from, a little teaser tonight after I'm done with the performance. It's actually evening, not daytime, guys. Here we go, Ugly Beauty from Thelonious Monk. This is a relatively new tune for me, so little chord melody arrangement on the way out was not perfect, but you get the general drift. It's a beautiful melody. So let me just show you briefly the opening cadence. It's actually kind of unusual. It moves from a 2 half diminished 5 as though we're resolving to C, but it actually does not do that. D half diminished to a G13, back to the D half diminished. Sorry, it goes, here we go. And he resolves to a D flat major. So I will, I'll go into the whole breakdown in my next posting, but let me give you just a couple of tips, things that I've done here that would be voicings you might find useful, not only for this tune, but for broader applications. So anytime I say half diminished chord or situation where I want to play some lines over a half diminished chord, very often to introduce one additional color, I'll use the 6th mode of the melodic minor, and I think of that as a melodic minor key center in terms of a chord, various chords and arpeggios and lines that I'll build over the half diminished, a minor third above. So if I'm playing D half diminished, it would be a sort of a conventional half diminished voicing minor 7 flat 5 or like so. This particular melody for Ugly Beauty has a G on top. If I'm thinking F melodic minor chords, it would be a basic F minor major 9 or... So this just looks like a C tried with an A flat in the bass. I use this very often for D half diminished. And what the F melodic minor gives us that is not contained in a D half diminished chord or scale is the natural 9, in this case an E. So I'm using what looks like a C tried with an A flat. And then from a G13 flat 9, I'm just doing this. Same voicing. And there's my D flat major. So let me point out, anytime you see a D flat major, you could potentially use the open G string to generate Lydian sounds. So this voicing I'm using here would be a more conventional looking D flat major with a major 7 on top, or this. Sorry. But what I'm doing is playing a D flat triad with a major 7, but I'm putting the open G in the middle of that chord, so we have the A flat and the G together, a minor 2nd. Now it happens pretty quickly, so you don't really notice the minor 2nd if I'm just playing it. But I love occasionally close intervals like this. If I want to use the open G string for this voicing, again, I'm just taking away my 3rd finger here so that the 3rd is replaced by the flat 5. That could work also. I might put the 5 in 1 octave and the flat 5 above it. Sorry, just below it. Or I could play. So very often if I find a formula, a particular sound that works, what I will do is then go to other positions and try to locate that same harmonic information, even if it involves a different fingering. So anytime I see a D flat major chord, these are just simple D flat major voicings, these kinds of shapes that many of you know, what I will do is simply take away the note that if I'm assuming I'm fretting a note on the G string, I'll simply take that note away and use the open G. So this could become, or again with a major 7 on top as I'm using for Ugly Beauty. Here's the one I demonstrated a little while ago. This voicing could become. So open strings obviously don't always apply if you're moving quickly through chords, unless an open string is a common tone moving from one change to the next. If you don't have a lot of time, you probably do not want an open string ringing. But very often an open string can be a common tone between voicings, in which case that note sustaining can be a nice way to transition from one chord to the next. So a couple of simple tips there. Anytime you see half diminished, think melodic minor, a minor 3rd above. So D half diminished for my opening voicing is an F melodic minor voicing. So that means any kind of a D half diminished, not pertaining specifically to Ugly Beauty, could be F melodic minor. So take normal kind of conventional half diminished voicings and then see them as melodic minor chords in the key of F. So again, what the F melodic minor is giving us, that the D half diminished scale and chord do not normally contain, is that major 2nd or 9. So basically you'll discover a voicing that works maybe in the context of a chord melody, but if a formula is giving you access to a new piece of harmonic information, try to extrapolate that out to other voicings. So again, just to summarize what I've just mentioned for the opening cadence of this particular tune, think melodic minor voicings, a minor third above half diminished for the natural 9 or second. And then in the case of the D-flat Lydian, which occurs a couple of bars into the tune, using the open G string gives you access to that sharp 11 as an open string that can be used, again, with a more conventional voicing with fretted notes. Just replace any fretted note on the G string with the open G string relative to D-flat major. That would also work for D-flat half diminished or D-flat dominant sharp 11. So there's a little teaser to some of the things we'll go into in a little more detail for my next posting for the harmonic breakdown of the whole tune. So if you enjoyed this video, please share it. And if you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, if you have not done so already, that would be great. Take care, everyone. See you soon.